What's cracking? Tubes full of use, guys. Stanosaurus Crack. I waited a while for the review. I'm going to spoil it. It's spoiler time. But I just felt like I should wait at least almost a week. And I did. And now I'm ready. So, before the movie, I made a prediction list. And I don't like to brag, but hold on. That's shitty. There we go. It's backwards. Oh well, you get it. I'll read it to you. Because I made 13 predictions. And I got 12 of them right. Anyway, so the first one was Captain Marvel pisses me off somehow. Check. She nailed that when she magically, in front of Stark, trapped in space, saved his life. I knew that was going to happen, but I'm still calling bullshit that she was able to find him floating out in the middle of nowhere. But whatever, she found him, made me roll my eyes a little bit, plus her fucking Justin Bieber haircut is... Oh, wow. Funny. It was funny to me. Second prediction was hero fights themselves when they go back in time. And that scene was actually really good. When Captain America finds himself and his younger self is like, I could do this all day. And he just kind of rolled his eyes along with probably everyone else in the audience and then proceeded to kick his own ass. That was a great fight. America's ass. Check. Then here we're getting into spoiler turf. Well, if we didn't already, we kind of did. Spoiler warning, I guess. I don't know why the light keeps changing. Because we're in the Endgame now. Either way, number 3, Cap lifts Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. I knew it because I watched Age of Ultron the week beforehand to get all refreshed for the Endgame. And I remember the jiggle, when he jiggled it. And I was like, there's no way he's going to die or retire or whatever before that happens. And it happened, and holy shit. That was fucking awesome. When he threw the shield and then hit the shield with the hammer, call back to the first Avengers. That was awesome. I knew it was coming, and it was still fucking awesome. Next one was Cap says Avengers Assemble, because we've been waiting for it, and waiting for it, and waiting for it, and it finally fucking happened. And boy, was it satisfying. Because it was literally all the Avengers. All of them. I can't think of one person who wasn't there at the end. When they, Hulk snaps everyone back into existence, which kind of pissed me off that his arm was fried, I get it. But he's supposed to heal fast, like Wolverine fast. And I was expecting him to get his rematch with Thanos at some point, and he didn't. And it made me sad, because I know that Professor Hulk is the weak version of Hulk, but still, they needed a rematch, and him showing up to the final fight with a arm, and then he's like jogging, and then you don't see him. You don't see him until the end when Stark dies. On to the next one, the one that I didn't get right. I thought the Illuminati was going to show up at the end. I thought, because I didn't think Iron Man was going to die. I thought Cap was going to die. And so I thought that was going to, snowball into the Illuminati and everyone keeping a stone each and all that shit. And no, didn't happen. I was close. That's the one I didn't get right. That's just nerdy. It's too nerdy for normies. So on to the next one was they build a second gauntlet to undo the snap. That was a given. I thought they were going to go back to wherever the hell Thanos built the gauntlet in the first place and build like a replica, but the Iron Man one does just fine, I guess. what can you do? They needed to do it at some point. I just thought it was going to happen later in the movie than it did. But it did happen, and it was cool. I felt bad for Banner when he was like, I tried to bring Black Widow back, and he couldn't. That was sad. And especially since Stark gets a funeral, and she doesn't. I just thought that was weird. She deserves a funeral, and she deserves to be as held just in as high regard as every other Avenger, in my opinion. Next one was obvious, time travel shenanigans. Check. I mean, they called it, what they call it, time heist? Same shit. The way they did it was interesting, and I like that Stark didn't want anything to do with it, and then they were testing it on Ant-Man, and he was like an old... It's basically giving you an idea of what was going to happen to Cap later, when he, turns into an old man at the end. Everyone knew that was going to happen, so I don't... Should I count it? Probably not, but it was on my list and it happened, so I gave it a check. This one I gave a double check. I said somebody was going to die. Yeah, see, I should have just done that. The light keeps changing still. What the fuck? Anyway, the next one was someone dies for good. Iron Man and Black Widow are gone, and they're not coming back. My... side prediction, after seeing the movie, I'm guessing that Tony Stark is going to be his daughter's AI in the future, but that'll cost money, so who knows. Maybe his voiceover stuff won't rack up as high as much of a bill, because I love Robert Downey Jr., but he's got all the money in the world now. A lot. By the way, if you ever see this, throw me $1. I'm sure it won't hurt. I'm just kidding. But I already kind of went over, but it was Hulk and Banner combined into Professor Hulk. I was a little disappointed with Hulk in this movie, to be frank. I thought he was gonna... I mean, sure, he does save everybody, but so did Iron Man. And besides that, what else did he do? I mean, that scene where they were back in time in the first Avengers in New York, and he was just like lazily slapping shit around and pretending to get angry. I was like, come on, do something, anything. But Hulk was wasted potential. I was sad about that. Then I had Thanos rematches with Iron Man one-on-one. Even though it was brief, it did happen, so that counts. And boy, what a rematch that was. Especially when Doctor Strange held up the finger. He was like, this is it. And you know what you got to do. I can't tell you what to do, but you probably know. And he snatches the stones, pickpocket style, slaps them on. Another snap, all the bad guys are gone. Sorry for spoiling it. I'm sure you spoiled already. Suck it up, bitch. This one I thought was obscure, so I just threw it in there anyway. As like a joke. I was going to steal something. Because in Infinity War, he was all about taking Bucky's arm. And it was just a joke. But I was like, it'd be funny if he showed his old characteristics. And technically, he did steal the Reality Stone from Jane Foster. So I'm counting it. Check. Next one was there was going to be a time skip. I thought it was going to be at the end of the movie. And I was kind of pleasantly surprised that it was in the beginning. I thought that was a cool way to really show how the characters are grieving over the loss. Like, because... Thank you. But I thought it was interesting to see, Thor gets fat and drinks a shitload of beer and plays Fortnite, and everyone else is just kind of, they don't know what to do with themselves. They totally fucking lost. And If it wasn't for a rat stepping on a button, it would have stayed that way. I find that funny. The last one was a joke. It was just, I eat all my popcorn before the second act. I ate my popcorn in like 15 fucking minutes. I was wired into this movie. So, those were my predictions. I'd say I nailed it. But what did I think of the movie? I thought it was really fucking good. I thought it was real fucking good. I think there were parts that could have been better. You know, I've already mentioned, like, I feel like Thor maybe should have lost the gut at some point. I feel like Hulk should have rematched. But everyone else ends up in a good place. Captain America lives his life. He retires. Sam gets the shield. Bucky gets the shaft. Iron Man dies. I gotta be honest though, I'm not looking forward to where this is going. It really is the end game, for me at least, I think. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see, because if Captain Marvel is the one to carry the franchise from here on out, I don't see myself giving a shit, because I don't give a shit about that character. I guess I'll do like my top 5, right? Because most people would think this movie was so good, it's definitely the best one. I don't agree. First, Avengers is my favorite, then Iron Man, then Winter Soldier, then probably Endgame. No. Then Infinity War, then Endgame. And those were my thoughts. I hope I spoiled the movie for some of you. And I hope you enjoy the video, because I gotta figure out a format and get a good camera and actually try and start putting a little bit of production value into these instead of just shooting it on a phone like a loser. But there you go. You know? Tony Stark out.